Alrighty. Howdy Neighbors, and welcome back to the name of the game I totally forgot. It's Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore. Last time, Rod started to get the big stressy. So we're gonna try to help him out as best we can. Okay, let me figure out how to play the game, thank you. I heard a familiar, no less shocking, ring of metal against metal as I entered the forest. Sound of a battle. Sparring knights, perhaps. Why would they be practicing in the forest? Oh, because Rod said he wasn't very good at it. Oh. There were knights surrounding the perimeter of the forest. So I know that whomever is fighting has permission and reason to be here. I cannot imagine what it is. Quietly weave my way through the trees, only stopping when I spot two men sparring in the distance. Quickly I duck behind a tree. I stare wide-eyed at the sight before me. Again. Are you sure? Maybe it would be best to take a breather. What's happening here? Rod had told me before that his swordsmanship is terrible. I'm perplexed to see him standing before Garland with a sword, sweat dampening his forehead. I insist. Rod just barely managed to block Garland's strike as he swings against him. He swings again at him. The force of the hit makes Rod stumble, and he trips and falls. Sir Rod, are you alright? Fine. Rod grasps Garland's hand and gets back on his feet with a groan. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have put so much power behind that last strike. You don't have to apologize. I'm the one who didn't react the right way. Rod wipes his forehead with the back of his hand. Let's do it again, one more time. Despite clear exhaustion, Rod's eyes are filled with determination. These are like lessons. These look like lessons, but... why did he not tell me about them? Why is he taking them in the first place? More importantly, why must all of this remain a secret? Yet here he is keeping a secret from me. Now he'll open up if I catch him off guard. If anything, he'll most likely be irritated I was interrupting him. Stifling a heavy sigh, take one last look at Rod and Garland before making my way back to the palace. I never confronted Rod about what I saw in the forest yesterday. When we met later that day, he was so tired he immediately retired to his room after dinner. After we had breakfast this morning, I asked him about his fatigue, but he said nothing about the practice. The only thing he said to me was, I'll explain everything soon, I promise. Why does he not want me to know? I really want to confront him about it, but such confrontations rarely ever go well for either of us. Iris, focus. Hi, Delora. Delora's words jolt me from my musings. Sorry. Today Delora was teaching me fire magic. I only learned how to use ice and electricity so far. Ever since our first lesson, Delora has assigned me reading before we actually start practicing. I'm doing my best to concentrate on the words, but my mind constantly drifts to Rod. Delora flicks my forehead. I flash a glare up at her. What's that for? Do you even understand what you're reading? Of course. Really? Because we were staring at the same page for half an hour. Huh? This is the book, and I'm horrified to see that I'm still on the same page. Let me guess. I have a certain grumpy boy on your mind? Hey, no ice in the classroom. I back from the table and I realized there was frost creeping up the edges. I closed my eyes to take a few deep breaths to calm myself. When I opened them again, the frost is gone. Not bad, huh? He's keeping secrets. Sounds like a pride thing. Pride? Delora grins. Rod has always been prideful, hasn't he? She sighs. Men. They can be so difficult. You sound as if you speak from experience. Believe it or not, I did have a husband once. Her expression dampens. And a daughter. You? Did? Years ago, my husband was a human. He died many years ago. My little Lori. She shakes her head. Her voice is whisper thin when she continues. Let's just say both of them are in a better place now. Never knew Delora had a family. Delora, I'm so sorry. Unexpectedly, Delora flicks her forehead again. What did I do? I'd rather see you annoyed than sad. Melancholy doesn't suit you, princess. Anyway, enough about me. We were talking about your relationship. She crosses her arms. I mean, they bend, but okay. Personally, I don't think it's worth worrying yourself over this. If Rod is so stubborn, let him stress himself out. But I worry about him pushing himself to the brink. Dolores snorts. Take it from me. There's only so much stress a body can handle before it shuts down. If Rod needs rest, he'll have no choice but to succumb to his exhaustion. Sounds awfully ominous. Dolores shrugs. You've fallen asleep during your lessons plenty of times because you've overworked yourself. I swear, you two really are the same. Delora grins. Anyway, our relationships have their obstacles. You'll get past this. I turn back to my book with a groan. Though I try my best to resume studying, it's useless. My thoughts are much too scattered. In the end, Delora leaves early, telling me she will return when I'm in a better headspace. Delora's words calm my nerves some, but my agitation still builds throughout the night. I glance at the faint sparks of my fingertips. I have to close my eyes and breathe to get them to disappear. The idea crosses my mind as I'm concentrating. Delora helps dispel some of my worries, but it's only temporary. Perhaps it would help to speak to someone else about this. Someone who knows Rod better than me. This is Emmeline. I opened my door to go find Emmeline, and I'm shocked to see her already at the threshold preparing to knock. How odd that I keep running into her when it's the most convenient. Oh, hello Iris. It's a lovely day today, isn't it? I thought we could take a walk. Perfect timing, I need to speak to you. Then we should take a stroll. Privately. Emmeline blinks at me. God damn! Emmeline blinks at me. Oh, of course. She enters my room and plops herself down on my bed. It's about Rod, isn't it? Did you say anything when you went to the forest yesterday? No, I didn't confront him. If he's going out of his way to hide these practices, I assume it would be best not to interrupt him. I know he keeps telling me he'll explain, but he doesn't tell me when. It is very frustrating. That sounds like Rod. Emmeline shifts her gaze to the window, gaze forlorn. I wish I could offer helpful advice, but, well, I've always let Rod be exactly as he is. He was quiet growing up, so I've learned to accept that about him. But if it makes you feel better, he has opened up a lot since you met him. But not enough to trust me. Oh, I don't think that's true at all. I think Rod trusts you a great deal, and that's why he struggles with ways to express himself to you in just the right way. She sighs. Besides, you know Rod just as well as I do. You know he has a bad habit of overworking himself. Eventually he'll crack under the pressure, and he'll tell us all everything. It's true. I just wish he wouldn't shoulder these burdens alone. I thank Emmeline for her time, but turned down her offer for a stroll. I would be bad company tonight, I'm sure. The next day, I'm on my way to my room for magic lessons with Delora, and I see familiar faces approaching from the other side of the corridor. Jurian. Honestly, I feel like I hear a new piece of gossip every hour. And Garland. Isn't that the way it's always been around here right before a ball? All anyone whispers about are his secret courtships. It's ridiculous. Garland laughs. Well, the nobles need something to talk about. Oh. He smiles when he notices me walking toward him. Both knights bow. Greetings, Your Highness. Good morning, Your Highness. Gurion and Garland, once distrusted by the knights, gained their titles years ago. Or rather, they were promoted. Gurion is now the High Commander of the Order of Caldera, the first woman to ever receive that title. It was long before she made Garland her second in command. We're sorry we couldn't accept the march-in invitation. We were looking forward to it, but that day just so happened to be the first day of training for the new recruits. Jaren was annoyed, and he smiles. I'll suffice to say she made the new recruits work extra hard. Jaren huffs out a sigh. You know that's not the reason I pushed him so hard. It was an effort to keep my lips from curling into a smile when I saw the flush in Jurian's cheeks. Garland coughs. Sorry. Anyway, next time we'll definitely come by and visit. I'm sure everyone would love that. It seems we've been busy every day for... She considers. Forever, actually. If you at least had enough time off to treat yourself to some nights out. Huron mumbles something beneath her breath as Garland blushes. This time, I cannot help but smile. I found out the two of them were courting each other for about a year ago. It was on a midnight stroll when I saw them walking through the gardens hand in hand. Well. He glances at Jurian, who looks moments away from bolting down the corridor. I'm here for details. I just wanted to make sure you two were doing well. We can't be doing better, right, Lan? Some extra free time would be nice, but I'll take what we can get. We'll be sure to make the next dinner, Princess. I'll look forward to it. As will we. They excuse themselves, and I head off to my room. I have just pulled down one of the study books from my shelf when a voice caused me to jump in surprise. It's Sammy! Princess. Oh my god, I love Sebby! Look at the baby! The book falls from my hands as I whirl toward my bedside table, where Sebby is, for some reason, sitting. Sebby, how'd you get in here? I leaned down to pick up the book. I asked Emmeline to leave me here. She was gonna wait around too, but she ended up having to leave early for her lessons. We're sorry for barging into your room without permission. Why are you in my room in the first place? I'm here about Rod, of course. He's making a mess of things as usual, so I came to clear things up. I raise an eyebrow as I seat myself on the bed. I wish I could still read his mind for me. I would need to be able to read his mind to know what he's thinking. Rod's always been an easy read for me. That's why he doesn't take me around with him now, you know? He knows I can see it through him better than anyone else. Sebby sighs. He gets really lonely in his room. Aww. I'll take you with me, buddy. I feel a soft twinge in my heart. Perhaps Sebby is good at reading others as well, for he speaks up immediately. It's okay, though. Emmeline lets me ride around on her shoulder sometimes. So, Rod won't take you with him because he's worried you'll reveal his secrets? More or less. So, are you going to give away all his secrets then? No, I promise I won't say anything. Sebby laughs as I furrow my brows at him. Rod is bad at this sort of thing. I come to tell you that he's not keeping a secret from me, Princess. He's trying to surprise you. Surprise? Still, Emmeline's been telling me that he's really pushing himself. He is, that's the reason I've been so concerned. Princess, let me tell you something about Rod. He may seem quiet on the outside, but inside, his mind is so loud. He thinks about so many things all the time. He worries and stresses and overthinks about everything. He sounds a lot like me. Just hanging out, dying. Honestly, it's amazing he keeps it all to himself. Back when I could read his mind, Can't just read his thoughts, though. He saw into his dreams sometimes, too. Old faded memories that made everything make more sense. Memories of what? Let me remember. The toy is quiet for a few moments. Even though Sebi cannot alter his expression, imagine his face scrunched up with concentration. And then... Rod's father died from some incurable illness when Rod was only 8. Rod barely remembers him. But you know what he does remember? His father's final words. Take care of your mother and sister for me. Oh no! And he said bye. He takes that promise seriously. Maybe too seriously. That's probably part of the reason Rod is the way he is. Why he has taken on so much responsibility and kept his words to himself since he was young. He always thinks he needs to be better, the best for his family. And I know he feels the same way about your relationship. But he doesn't need to be that way for me. I already love him the way that he is. Stubby sighs. Rod doesn't think that way. He holds himself up to higher expectations. He always has. And I think he always will. But he wants to be the most mature, the most responsible, the most dependable person he could possibly be. That's why he works himself so hard. That's why he sacrifices so much. I want to tell you more, but Rod would kill me if he finds out I'm in your room. You told me enough, Sebi. Not how, Princess. That guy still can't do anything without me. I laugh. He really is troublesome, isn't he? Agreed. Sebi sighs. Anyway, I should be heading back to Rod's room before he returns. Hopefully Emmeline will be back soon, too. Oh, that must be her. I head over to the door, expecting to see Emmeline on the other side. Surprised when I see Rod instead. Rod. Hello. Can we talk? Step to the side, using my body to hide Sebi from view. Let's go somewhere else. Rod raised an eyebrow. Wait, why not just in your room? I'd like a change of scenery. I've been stuck here studying potion books all day. Rod looks at me quizzically. Then before I could stop him, he leans past my shoulder to peek inside. His eyes widen. Sebi? No. Look at how small he is. I love Sebi. Oh, hi, Rod. His beans don't even show on the outside of the book. I love him. Busted. Sebi was... There's only one reason he'd be here. They're trying to fix your mistakes. Rod sighs deeply. I know. Rod grabs my hand and pulls me away from the door. Let's go. Wait, where are we? I'd rather talk to you without a certain nosy plush in the picture. No. Rod leads me to the throne room, which is empty this time of day. He closes the doors behind him and turns to me with a sigh. How much does Sebi tell you? Enough, I think. Iris, I'm sorry. I can react. Rod wraps his arms around me from behind. The CGs are really nice. I'm shocked when he rests his chin on my shoulder. Shocked and then relieved. It's so nice to feel his touch again. I miss this so much. I missed you, Rod. I miss you too. I shiver at Rod's warm breath against my ear. I spoke to the king today. Father? Yeah. I asked him for advice. He told me I should be more honest. There's no point in secrecy if it led to mistrust. I've been so accustomed to keeping secrets for so long that I think I've forgotten how to tell the truth the right way. Secrets are comfortable. Keeping a secret makes you feel safe. There are less expectations, less disappointment, if you keep things from people. All I want is to make you proud of me. Everything I've done to make your life better, to make our life better. And these things I'm keeping from you, I promise I've never kept them from you because I don't trust you. I just don't want you to worry about me. That's impossible, Rod. I'm realizing that now. I've been acting as selfish. He made me see that. I step out of Rod's embrace so I can cup his cheek. Not selfish so much as selfless, I think. All you ever think about is how to make things easier for me. You want to think about taking care of yourself too. You've told me countless times I don't need to prove myself to be worthy of you, but you're not proud of yourself. All this time it was so simple. I kept telling Rod he was enough, but that means nothing if Rod doesn't believe it himself. Rod looks at me surprised, and he smiles, a sad smile. You're right, but it's not just about that. I always wanted to be the best I could for you because you're you. You justice to me. You're going to be the queen of Angel, or the Tenebrorum bearer. You worked so hard to be where you are. It was only fair I match your efforts. I made myself a prince to be worthy of Viorga. But does it matter? Because that was never who I was meant to be. But this, he grasped my hand. I wanted to build this reputation for myself. This time I wanted magic to give me a clean slate, not an advantage. And the secrets. I really do want to surprise you. I don't mind running myself dry if it means improving. Especially in the short run. This is nothing, Iris. I wonder if this is the surprise Sid was referring to. Or if there is more than secret sword practices. Rod groans. In the end, the way I handle all of this is very childish. I acknowledge that. I think that's the most mature thing you've said all night. Rod flushes. But before I can say anything, I raise the tip of my toes and plant a kiss on his cheek. I'm sorry too. Wish we could have had this conversation earlier. But Rod, I hope you know that I'm proud of you. You're the hardest working person I've ever met. I didn't fall in love with you for your accomplishments. I fell in love with you because of who you are. I let out a deep sigh. He suddenly looked relaxed, at peace. I had my arms around him and leaned into his chest. Let's try this again. No more secrets? Rod presses a kiss to my forehead. No more secrets. He pauses. But surprises are okay. But you're not allowed to run yourself down to the point of exhaustion. Understood? Rod laughs against my hair. Fair enough. Just my chin up, the two of us share another kiss in the quiet of the throne room, where the most romantic things happen. Plans for the future, Chapter 4. I love Sebi. Every time I look at him, he makes me laugh. I love him. Emmeline and I emerged from Viorga's store after a 2-hour visit. Sebi, who was sitting on Emmeline's shoulder, huffs the sigh as we exit. Finally, I feel like I've had my cheeks pinched for hours. Emmeline laughs. That's because Viorga's cousins adore you. Sebi grumbles, but I cannot help but smile. Viorga's child cousins were in the store today when we came to visit. Viorga has been watching them while their parents are on vacation. I suspect her cousins were a little easier to distract today because Sebi was with us. Emmeline and I have been trying to take him more places with us lately. You enjoyed the attention. You just do not want to admit it. But my poor cheeks. Would you rather have a in Rod's room? I could swear the plush shudders. I guess the kids aren't that bad. Emmeline pets Sebi's head as we make our way into the town plaza. Back when I was Emmeline's personal maid, I came to the town with her frequently. I didn't like going out then, but now I find these little excursions permissible, enjoyable even. Emmeline likes to show me stalls and treat me to her favorite baked goods. So far, my favorites? My favorite are the candied apples that I ate. Emmeline sighs wistfully. I love when Viorka's cousins come to visit. They're adorable. I'm sure they enjoy your company as much as you enjoy theirs. Don't you find them endearing? I shrug. Children are difficult for me to understand. When I was young, I distrusted most children my age because mother insisted they were trying to use me. I think they appreciate your honesty. Children usually do. Emmeline gives me a teasing smile. Someday, I think I'll make an excellent mother. I freeze up so suddenly I nearly trip over a passing merchant. What? My hand over my mouth, horrified that the word comes out so high-pitched. More than a few townsfolk glance at me curiously. What did I say something wrong? I tried to grasp Emmeline's hand with a grumble, pulling her along with me. I finally pulled out of the crowd. Emmeline is laughing. I felt to see how that was amusing. You're adorable when you're embarrassed. I just said I do not understand children. Sebby coughs. Rod seems like he'd be mystified by children too. You don't give Rod enough credit. He's fiercely loyal of those he loves. Emmeline is smiling at me mischievously. Turned away with a sigh. I feel like I've fallen into a trap. No, please go on. I love it when you and Rod gush about each other. You think someday they'll have a child to gush over? Both of you stop talking. Last thing on my mind right now is children. The more I think about it, the more embarrassed I become. Emmeline must suffer my silence that I'm uncomfortable, because she shifts the conversation to herself. Someday, I would like to have a family of my own. I look at her, curious. Last time, she was interested in another man. Varg. The masked man was Myth's accomplice. He disappeared after I broke my curse, and we still have been unable to uncover his identity. Emmeline was heartbroken. She really seemed to want to get to know Varg better. Since then, she hasn't seemed content with anyone else. At least, not so far as I'm aware. I know for a fact you'd be an amazing mother. Thank you, Iris. Someday I hope I'll have the opportunity to have a family. But I'm in no rush. She shakes her head. Speaking of rushing, you and Rod have taken everything very slowly, haven't you? Shut up. What do you mean? Emmeline laughs. It took you a while to resolve the most recent issue. It makes it sound like we were fighting. When the problem was that Rod was being secretive. He truly is a special kind of stubborn. He sighs dramatically. Welcome to my world, princess. Can you imagine what it was like to listen to an overthinker's thoughts? But no, he was never going to speak them aloud. Rod is so overdramatic. That's not quite how that works. I really don't know him best. Oh, you really do know him best, don't you, Sebby? Of course. I think Sebby should be a relationship counselor. I would be an excellent counselor. The two of us share another laugh as we turn to head back to the palace. Iris, thanks again for accompanying me today. It is my pleasure. Emmeline taps Sebby on the head. Let's go return to Rod's room, shall we? Back to the dungeon. Emmeline laughs. I'll see you later, Iris. Good night, princess. On the way back to my room, I see Father. He's heading for my door when he stops, noticing me. Ah, there you are. How was today's outing? I eye him curiously. It's rare for him to seek me out. It was fine. Viorka's child cousins were visiting. Emmeline talks at length about how endearing she finds them. I suppose. Could you spare a few minutes, Iris? Curiosity sharpens to wariness. Of course. Then, shall we walk? He offers his arm, and I set my hand to the crook of his elbow. The two of us begin to wander the corridors, which are thankfully quiet at this time of day. Though here you and Rod have resolved things. Yes, finally. I glanced at him. He told me he sought you out for advice. Father smiles. He looks relieved. I'm glad he came to me for advice. I could tell something was amiss. I'm glad he spoke with you. It seemed to clear things up for him. It can be extremely difficult to discern one's feelings when it comes to love. It is a complicated thing. That is why it's so important to self-reflect on your feelings, but also on your loved ones. Father pauses to look at me. It's good to see you smiling again, Iris. I know this long-distance relationship has been difficult for you, but if you ever need advice, I know what it's like to court someone outside of the noble circle. You and Ophelia are an inspiration. My father laughs. I can say the same about you and Rod. I've sacrificed so much to be here. I know Rod has, but have I? It's that Father can read my mind. He reaches out and to cut my cheek. You have come a long, long way, Iris. More than any of us, I believe. It is no easy thing, learning to trust after being taught not to rely on others. My father falters. I'm sorry I could not teach you that sooner. Every day I'm grateful you decided to give me another chance to make things right between us. My heart twinges. Of course, We both pause at the sound of footsteps. I approach the servant and I'm surprised to see Rod instead. He looks just as surprised to see us. Am I interrupting something? Of course not. Father presses a brief kiss on the top of my head. Good night, Iris. Until next time. Good night, Father. Father dips his head in Rod's direction before walking off. Rod leans down to kiss my cheek as he approaches. How was the outing? It was pleasant. I give him a look. How about your day? You've been resting, I hope. We had that conversation the other day. Rod and I discussed the necessity of taking breaks. I look him over, relieved to see the dark circles under his eyes are faded, and that, for the first time in a long time, he looks relaxed. I did. Mother tried to convince me to take the whole week off, even. She said I ought to treat myself. He sighs. My birthday is one day. I don't need a whole week. What? It's his birthday and we didn't know. I stare at him. It occurs to me that I've never celebrated Rod's birthday with him. That he has never even mentioned it before. Rod looks taken aback. I shouldn't have mentioned it. I never do anything for my birthday. I don't. What do you want? I step toward him. Rod looks unnerved. Don't want anything. Having you is enough. Nonsense. Rod runs a hand through his hair and groans. You really don't need to get me anything, Iris, but... He blushes. I would love any gift you buy me. Anything. I can't give him just anything. To make sure it's the best birthday gift he has ever received. Come up with something meaningful. I must. Rod coughs awkwardly. Anyway... We're talking about you. How are Viorga and her cousins? It occurs to me that it has been a while since Rod visited her. Sometimes I think about how strange it is that the reason he came to be here in the first place is because he wanted to impress her. So much has changed since then. All of us found happiness in unexpected places and people. I smile. They were well. Viorka is always so lively when the children are around. And Sebi was really good at distracting them for a while we spoke. Rod snorts. Sebi is a good distraction. I look at him curious. Have you visited her recently? I have. I wouldn't stop pestering me until I did. Let's step at the night sky. The moon illuminates the melancholy in his eyes. You're right. She's more lively. I'm happy for her and her husband. Unthinkingly, I reach out to grab his hand. For a few moments, Rod leans into me. Strange, isn't it? How quickly time passes. Bjorka's been married for a while now. I can feel his eyes on me. If we're married someday, what kind of wedding do you want? My cheeks warm at his question. It's the first time he has ever mentioned marriage. Well? Honestly, something simple. You know, I just like decadent celebrations. And so does he. Something simple would be nice. Being with you is the most important. Rod sighs. It's a relief to hear that. I'd do anything with you, but an elaborate celebration would be. You would imagine him in some grand stage with the spotlight trained on him. Uncomfortable? To say the least. A wedding is a celebration of two people, not one. I would never suggest something you would be uncomfortable with, but... I look at him, curious. Why do you ask? I want to know your preference. I've been thinking about the future a lot lately, so... Hell yeah. He turns away, cheeks flushed. You're blushing. I'm not. Rod turns the attention skyward again, soft smile on his face. This may be strange to say, but I'm really glad I was cursed. It's strange to think I wouldn't know you otherwise. Rod steps back and tilts my chin up. I look into his eyes, so bright in this darkness, and smile. We wouldn't be here right now like this. He trails his fingertip down my cheek until his thumb is brushing my lips. Ew! Ew, yuck! Then he leans down and presses his lips to mine. At first a slow, sweet kiss. But nope. Rod finally pulls away. His cheeks are endearingly rosy, but the shock on his face. I have no doubt my own face looks the same way. I'm sorry. I laugh. It's a good thing these halls are empty tonight. Suspiciously so. If no one's watching us. The thought makes me want to hide under my blanket forever. I shake my head. Do not apologize. That was very nice. Why are you looking at me like that? Rod clears his throat. Nothing. Glad you thought it was nice? The longer we stand there, the more awkward this becomes. Rod coughs. We should get some sleep. That's a good idea. I reach out and take his hand. I walks me back to my room. We say our good nights before partying for the night. I stare at the cakes lined up for today's taste test. Ophelia decided to leave it up to Emmeline and I to choose the best cakes for the ball. So far I've tasted 3 cakes, but I'm unable to concentrate on the flavors. My mind is on the ball, which takes place in 1 week. More importantly, Rod's birthday is in 2 days, and I've yet to come up with a gift idea. The chocolate mousse cake is the best so far. What do you think, Iris? I nod absently. Leah leans forward, squinting. What? You say that, but you haven't even tasted it yet. Yesterday tore my fork. Still have rice in my mouth. Sorry. What's on your mind? Rod's birthday. Oh, I just recently bought my gift for him. Why did he not mention it to me earlier? Why did no one mention it at all? I know my eyes at Emmeline, who raises her hands in surrender. I just remembered a few days ago. I always forget. Rod never likes to make a big deal of it. I'm surprised you knew about it. He brought it up accidentally to me. Emmeline laughs. Sounds like him. So... She leans forward. Do you have any gift ideas? Emmeline blinks at me. Me? I want to purchase something for him that I know he'll love. He'll love anything you give him. I don't want him to love it because I bought it for him. I want him to love it because he finds it truly valuable. Maybe so, right? I can't, but I'm out of practice. Then what about baking? I blink. Baking? Would it surprise you to know that Rod prefers saltiness over sweetness? She grins. We grew up in a bakery full of sweet things, but Rod's favorite thing growing up was always Mother's special bow-shaped pretzels. It's been years since Mother baked. I'm sure he'd love to have them again. Can't imagine I could make them all. I'm sure Mother would help you make them if you asked. Maybe it's worth a try. Rod might appreciate the nostalgia. I can give it a try. Emmeline is beaming, and she grasps my hands. Mother's going to love this. Oh, tell her after you finish with the cakes. We always resumed the testing, and, when we were done, we made our way to the throne room. As we expected, Ophelia is sitting in the throne room, looking over papers. She looks up when we enter. Oh, hello girls, done with cakes? Yes, but we're not done with baked goods just yet. Oh? Amelia looks at me expectantly, a sparkle in her eyes. I fidget as I look at Ophelia. I would like to bake pretzels for Rod for his birthday. I was wondering if you might teach me. Ophelia looks surprised, then delighted. What a splendid idea. It's been months since I baked anything. I would love to help you. I suppose it's meant to be a secret. Don't worry. I'll make sure Rod doesn't find out. Counting on you, Emmeline. I really, really hope to recreate these pretzels. Ophelia and I meet up the day before Rod's birthday to make the pretzels. Our time in the kitchen is a blur. Though Ophelia clears the area for just the two of us, I'm extremely out of my element. Still following Ophelia's instructions, I managed to bake the pretzels. Two of us are in the dining hall, looking at the platter now. Oh my god. That would 100% be me making anything. I cringed at the sight of them. It was misshapen and hardly looked appetizing. Ophelia must sense my disappointment. She has the hand on my shoulder and smiles. I'm sure Rod will love them. They barely look edible. Perfect presentation takes practice. But these taste incredible. That's the important thing. If that's the case, that he really likes these. The day of Rod's birthday, I asked him to meet me at a special meeting place. I turn when I hear rustling leaves. That he'd be waiting long. I shake my head. Not at all. I hand Rod my wrapped gift. Happy birthday, Rod. Rod smiles. I really shouldn't have. He takes the gift, eyes widening as he gently tears the wrapping. This is... Rod tears open the wrapping paper, revealing the platter of underwhelming pretzels. I know it doesn't look that appetizing, but I wanted to try to give you a piece of home. Iris. He looks at the pretzel in wonder. I cringe when he takes a bite out of one, but relax to see a smile on his face. I'm shocked when his smile widens to a grin. Hell yeah. He tastes just like Mother's cooking. Reminds me of when Em and I were children. After she set out the day's latest baked goods, she'd make a treat for Em and I if we helped her. Em always asked for cinnamon rolls and crepes, but I loved Mother's pretzels best. He takes another bite, and the expression on his face is so bright it makes my heart soar. These are amazing, Iris. I have to feel it to help me. I'm glad they turned out alright. Iris, stop belittling yourself. These are perfect. My opinion is final, and you wouldn't convince me to change my mind. He wants a quick kiss on my lips. Thank you. Two of us make our way back to the palace. A small feast awaits us upon our return. Ophelia and Emmeline are full of smiles and laughter. Last year, they could not celebrate Rod's birthday with him, so they make the celebration as merry as they can. Father and I excuse ourselves early so that Rod could enjoy the rest of the day with his mother and sister. Tomorrow is the night of the grand ball. The palace is bustling with activity as the staff makes last-minute preparations. More than once, flustered servants nearly bump into me as I'm walking back to my room. I've gotten out of dance lessons with Rod. I have just gotten out of dance lessons with Rod and I'm eager to relax. I turn the corner near the window to someone else again. I'm so sorry. I step back, surprised. Emmeline. Oh, Iris. Emmeline bends over, reaching for a piece of parchment that apparently fell on the floor during our near collision. I noticed a familiar crest embedded into the letter's stamp. A letter from Bergentina. I asked curiously. Is that from Claude? No, not exactly. Consider. The only other person who would be writing to Emmeline is Prince Lance. Emmeline tells me they get along. I've spoken to Lance a few times myself. I didn't know who wrote to Emmeline. Lance, then? Emmeline looks embarrassed, guilty even. Is there somebody you would... Oh, is there something you would like to tell me? She fidgets, suddenly looking very nervous. We can talk in my room if you'd like. Yes, let's. More secrets about to be revealed, so I'm going to end this episode here. So thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you later.